In our last video from 9 months ago, I got the exhaust riser finished up, installed back into the boat, and everything was fine with that. Took the boarding ladder off, refinished the whole thing, each step at a time, put it all back together and got that back on the boat. And then I fixed the table inside that fell off on the way back from Key West. I had no idea that this would be our last video for 9 months. Glad to have that back. Alright, I love it. I gotta get out of here. Spent the whole day here. Time to go. Alright.
Get it out. Hopefully the problem's all fixed and it sounds good, right?
Yeah, listen to how much it'll rev now. Like that's really high compared to what it used to only go to maybe like right there. So we can get a lot more RPM now. I don't usually do that, but I mean, it's nice to have it if you need it, because a few times we needed it and we weren't able to go past like 4 or 3 knots.
Hey, that's looking good. How does it feel?
I mean, it feels smoother on my feet too. Like I was feeling that weird vibration. I don't feel that anymore. So I guess it was choking on the exhaust basically.
Well, I am excited and relieved and all of that.
Yeah, the lifeline's back on.
Gorgeous day out here.
Alright, so something's about to happen here, so I want to fill you guys in on what this is. We had gotten back from our Key West trip, which was a huge stress on the boat. Lots of downwind sailing, double reefed main only for like 50 hours in 25 or so knots, and real, wavy and stuff. So we really stressed the boat a lot, but nothing broke. We were really happy. And today we're going out to check the exhaust that we put on and take a little sail on a really calm day. Just a few knots of wind, no big deal. A little bit of a downwind breeze, like just enough to push us along on the intercoastal waterway. We weren't even planning on sailing. We were just gonna motor around and check the exhaust and see how the performance was different. Maybe have a snack on anchor over in our anchorage. But we decided to put out the sails and take a little sail since it was a nice day. You know what, honey? Well, we're sailing again for the first time since March.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
We've waited quite a bit of time for this. This is pretty exciting. How fast are we going?
3.5. Where are those pretzels? Really calm today because there's not a lot of boats out. We have some other things we want to do today, like relax and pick off some of the varnish on the wood and all that. We'll do it in the anchor. Zoe brought some food to cook, and one of those days just chilling on your sailboat. So today wasn't really like a sailing day, but it's really pretty out today, so why not? Compare that to this sailing on the way back from Key West, where we were in pretty big swells with a real high downwind. On the way there we had wing on wing downwind. On the way back we had a double reefed main with somewhere around 25 or so knots with gusting a little higher. But the rigging held pretty good, nothing broke, and we made it back safely. So, you would think at that point, like, if something was going to break, it would have been on this trip. Then we heard a loud noise and the whole boat shook. So, turning around. I can't believe this thing went all of Key West and back. And on a leisurely 5-knot downwind sail, one of our backstays.
Oh my
here
God.
it is, look.
I don't like to live this drama life, but holy crap.
But the good news is it broke up here. It didn't break all the way up at the mast.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but
that's scary. Okay, so here's our backstay, and we're just cruising along, having a good old time, getting ready to tack, and then out of nowhere we heard this giant clunk, and that ripped.
Well, it's pulling. We need to tie this. So I'm going to get us on autopilot, and I'm going to get a rope out, and I'm going to tie this. I'm going to need a line, which
so
I
here.
put the autopilot on and start working on it now.
Oh, I see where it broke.
Yeah. So I'm going to get our autopilot on.
Okay.
And get us aimed at this sign up here. Basically we put the sail away so we're not stressing the mast on one backstay here. And put a line here just to keep it more in the center. But all our other stays are up and we're not sailing anymore, so I think we're not in any danger. Well, I just don't know why it lasted from Key West. That was going 12 knots.
Yeah.
And let's see what kind of speed we can get. Oh, that is smooth, isn't it? The engine? Can't hardly even feel it under your feet, right?
Right.
Wow. I think this part of Adventures in Paradise might be on its way out, and a new adventure on its way in. We just have to figure out what that's going to be. But for now, I need to order this part and get this fixed and get some other parts of the boat all cleaned up so we can put her up for sale and see what happens next. Well, I'm out here with the chrome polish today. At this point, we're just not sure what we want to do next. We do know one thing for sure, and that's that we want to sell this boat. It's time to move on and see what's next for us. So what did we do for 9 months while we weren't making videos? Well, we bought this old RV that needed a little bit of work. It maybe was a lot of work, and we didn't really know that when we bought it. We've had campers before, but this one was really nice. It was pretty big inside, 30 feet long. It only had something like 20 or 17,000 miles on it. Had a big bed, a lot bigger than a sailboat inside. So we took the windows out and resealed them all. We fixed a wall inside that had some leaks. We learned how to do all that when we were rebuilding the vintage camper. And we took it camping 9 times. 9 times, almost once a month. We went all over the place. We didn't think at all about the sailboat. It just sat in the marina. It didn't go anywhere. We even took it 500 miles away to Georgia, where we stayed in a Walmart overnight on the way. And we had a beautiful campsite at Stone Mountain. It was kind of nice to take a break from all the boating we'd done and making videos. But we both knew that we couldn't let the sailboat just sit in the marina, and we had to decide about what was next. After about a week, the new split backstay had been made, and it was about $350, and it's ready for me to put it on. Okay. We sure have done a lot of work to Envision over the past few years. I'm glad we were able to record all of it to hopefully help somebody else who might do something like this. We loved Envision for what she was, but ultimately it's the wrong boat for us now. For where we live and the area we boat in and the friends we meet out on the water, there's a different boat out there which would be better for us. And Envision gave us one of the most thrilling and unforgettable adventures of our life, but it's time to move on and sell her. I initially listed her for $18,000, but a week later, feeling the excitement of moving on, I lowered the price to $16,000, and over 20 people wanted to come see the boat. The second person who looked at her paid the full asking price. He didn't look at her very long or want to do a sea trial, and he returned with a friend, loaded up the boat, and left our marina as the sun set. I couldn't believe anyone would want to sail off into the dark night on a boat they've never been out on before, but that's what they did. I watched those people on the pier watch Envision as she motored away, and I thought, I wonder if they're wondering what kind of adventures someone might have on a sailboat, or what it's like to be on a boat like that. Well, now we know. Envision sailed away as the sun set, and I thought that would be the last time I heard about her. But as it turns out, it wouldn't be. And then this comment came in. Just saw Envision anchored out by me. I said, hey, I know that vessel. So I replied, where was that? We sold Envision. Can you take a photo and send it to me for my next video? He said, Sure, no problem, I'll snap a few. And these photos were taken somewhere near Sarasota, where you can see Envision is listing to the side, her keel in too shallow of water, so she's touching the bottom. You can see it from another angle here. It looks like her boarding ladder has been left down, as if someone is going to come back out to her. The buyer told me he would have to lean the boat over to make it under a low bridge on the way home, so I think those lines you see going forward tie onto the boom. They put some weights on it to tilt the boat over to get it under a bridge, and that's what those lines are there for. But here it is in really shallow water, obviously too shallow. I guess I was kind of shocked to see this. I don't know why the boarding ladder would be left down in the water, and also the boat parked in such shallow water, but I guess maybe there was just no other choice. So for the second time, I thought this would be the last time I heard about Envision or knew what was going on with her, but I would be wrong again. As I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, I noticed the photograph that I took when I sold Envision, and now it's for sale again for $10,000 less than we sold it for because of some apparent storm damage. You can pause the video here to read the person's ad for selling it, but it sounds like there was some damage, so maybe this is the last time I'll hear about Envision. But it's time to move on. Alright, we're on the way to look at our third boat, cruising along, and hopefully this one's it.